one accord. Every praise is to our God. Sing hallelujah to our God. Glory, hallelujah is to our God. Every praise is to our God. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship with one accord. Every praise is to our God. Sing hallelujah to our God. Glory, hallelujah is to our God. Every praise is to our God. God, my Savior, God, my healer, God, my deliverer. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. God, my Savior, God, my healer, God, my deliverer. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship with one accord. Every praise, 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 every praise is to our God. God, my Savior, God, my healer, God, my deliverer. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship with one accord. Every praise, every praise, every praise, every praise, every praise, every praise is to our God. Okay. Welcome, everyone. My name is Denise Lady D. Gomez. You're here. It is Saturday evening. It is the first Saturday, October 2021. What can I say? There will never be another 2021 October 2. Not at all. And so I am privileged to have my very special guest this evening on Gifted Fingers Touching Lives, a gift, a calling, a purpose. His name is Roshann Powell. He's a Jamaican who has been doing so much glorifying God as his fingers splay across the keyboard. It is my pleasure having you here, Roshann, this evening, and to our audience who will be coming into the room, as I like to say. Good evening, everyone. What a beautiful Saturday it has been so far. And we aim to take you even further, entertaining, spiritual fulfillment at the end of it. And you'll walk away saying, oh my goodness, my Saturday was great. Rashawn, how are you? Welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
Alrighty, and I'd like a little more volume on your end. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Much better.
Much better. It's 9 minutes after 7 o'clock. If you're just coming in, we invite you to share the link with someone and let them know that Gifted Fingers Touching Lives is on with yours truly, Lady D, and my guest, Roshann Powell. Roshann, it is my first time meeting you here in this platform, and it was my first time actually meeting you when we were introduced by Garnet Gibson. So, who is on? He was on the very first person, I believe. He just couldn't wait to be here with us. And so we'd like to thank Garnet for his technical expertise in putting this together for us. What a blessing.
Yes,
It
indeed.
helps to connect with important people, does it not?
I have
What
to
can
thank
I
you for
say?
that.
Welcome, everyone. And of course, as most of you are aware, this is a very engaging platform. My platform is Inside of the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez, and it is broadcast on Linkage Radio in Mount Vernon. For those of you who would like to know a little more about me, then you can always tune into my program on Mondays from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Catch me on my social media platforms on Facebook, Lady D Denise Gomez, on Instagram, Lady D Denise Gomez, and so much more. I would like you to have a wonderful experience this evening. And in doing so, it simply means that you're going to have to hear all about my guest. He started off this evening with every praise. And it's interesting because as we're giving praise, then it allows him to breathe and to say, I got this, Lady D. I got this. God has my back. I have no issues. Right, Rashawn?
Yes, ma'am.
Of course. Go ahead. It's now time for me to allow you to welcome our audience to your show.
Ah, all right. I'm doing the other one called You're All I Need.
You're all I need.
Yeah.
And remember to do that thing we discussed. Turn off. Oh, oh, he just slid me across the room. I'm there waiting to get some more. Great job, Roshann. Thank you so much for that selection. Welcome, everyone. Please don't forget to share the link and say, hey, Gifted Fingers Touching Lives is on with Lady D Denise Gomez with my guest, Roshann Powell. It's about time we get into the meat of the matter because we want to know who is this gentleman? We want to get a little scoop. So let's start off, Roshann. The mystery behind the man. Who is Roshann Powell and where are you from? Can't hear you.
All right, sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Take your volume up a little bit.
Is that much better?
Yes.
All right, great. So I'm actually from Jamaica. I'm from the Cuckoo Parish of Manchester.
Hmm.
I've also was born to two wonderful parents, my mom and dad, Mr. and Mrs. Powell, and I grew up in the district of Kendall, where
Okay.
my family's from.
Yes.
Yes, and
Hmm.
pretty much, just raised up in the church. My father's a minister. My mom is a minister also. So I
And
grew up
what
in the church
church?
circle.
What church was that?
Church of God of Prophecy,
Okay.
and also affiliated with the New Testament Church of God.
Hmm. So how was it? What was it like?
It was an experience actually, being the son of or PK, they would say preacher's kid.
Hmm.
You have to adorn yourself a certain way, conduct yourself a certain way, and live a certain way. So you were always in the eyes of the public, and
Hmm.
you come under severe scrutiny at times. But it was good. My mom and dad, they taught me a lot of valuable lessons. So yes, I'm truly grateful for that.
All righty. So I know that though you were the preacher's kid or are, there must have been some times when you got out of line. So let's talk a little bit about discipline, you know, because we know West Indian parents. So please
Yes.
share a little bit of what your discipline experience was like. Because we can't pretend you were like the peachy little boy.
No, I wasn't actually.
Right.
I was very energetic, but I misbehave a lot. My
Hmm.
mom said I was always a troublemaker, but um, I've got a lot of scolding, to be honest. Um, my parents, my dad was a strict one.
Hmm.
My mom was the one who would use whatever she could find.
Of course.
But my dad now was a disciplinarian. Like he was so strict. And growing up, I really didn't like it because I think it was just too much for me. But then
Hmm.
as I grew older, I get to understand why he was like that and the reason behind it. And I'm always appreciative of that because that's what helps me to be who I am today and the person
Yes.
that you see in front of you today. If it
Mhm.
wasn't for those type of discipline or the way in which they brought me up, I don't think I would be who I am now.
I don't think so either. So let's talk about your passion for music. Something happened at 8. What was that?
Well, I was always going to church with my father and my mother at that time in the district where I grew up. And I was always, I don't know who remembers like tambourine and those little things you use like, knock together like pot covers or something like that to make with.
Right.
So
So you're not alone in that because I've had other guests on who even started out with some very unique
yeah,
things.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I started out with the tambourine, and how that started was I used to put the tambourine, the one with the goat skin on it, put it between my legs and beat it like a drum. And my father was also a musician. He was a bass player and a guitar player. So
Yes.
I kind of took some of his traits, and
Mhm.
I started out playing drums, and then I found out that I really loved this, and music became my center really because um, I could express anyhow I felt. It was an expressive thing for me, and I
Mhm.
could just bring out myself into it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
So while we're talking here, and thank you for sharing that with us, because I do have a few more questions for you, so don't to worry. But I just want to acknowledge our audience right now. So Garnet is on. So welcome, Garnet. Also, Rashad Blake.
Ah,
I Yes, I can see that Rashad is Jamaican at heart because his flag.
yes,
I'm
he
seeing the
is.
Jamaican flag right there. Want to say hi to Carol Bromfield, also to Small Axe Music Productions. You know who that is.
Yes, I do indeed.
There you go. And to Tony Hutton. You know Tony, right?
Oh, yes, Tony, Tony, Tony.
Yes, Tony says, "Hey, Rashawn, bless, bro. So great to see you doing your thing as always." So
I
we do have
appreciate
a
it.
few
Thank you
people
so
on.
much.
Don't forget to share the link, ladies and gentlemen, and bring people into the room. So, what do you have for us again, Rashawn? Because I did tell you that, it's a whole lot of playing. It's entertainment. It's Saturday evening. People are sipping on their hot chocolate, their wine, they're relaxing, doing something. So we have to entertain them. So let's get the show on the road.
All right, let's go.
Lord, I lift your name up high. Aren't we lifting up his name this evening on a beautiful Saturday evening? Welcome. You're just joining us. Gifted Fingers Touching Lives, a gift to calling a purpose, aired first Saturdays monthly at 7 p.m. here on the platform Inside the Zone with Lady D Denise Gomez, my guest this evening, Roshann Powell, who hails from the cool hills of Manchester, Jamaica, West Indies. Aha.
Certainly, certainly.
Yes, and you notice how he's dressed this evening in his nice little bow tie. And for
Yeah.
a moment, I said to myself, perhaps he has gone back to his boyish days. I don't know.
I've always been a bow tie person, you
You've
know.
always been a bow tie
Yeah, I
person.
love my bow tie.
Yes. Small Axe Music Production says awesome. And Garnet is saying awesome. So I'm sure they were just captivated how you were just so smooth on the keyboard. Thank you, Rashawn. It is Saturday.
It
Come
is
on,
indeed.
everybody. Yes,
Beautiful,
let's get the
beautiful Saturday.
show. Yes, let's get the show on the road. We want to talk a little bit more, Rashawn, if I may. But until I get to that, of course, I'd like to welcome everyone. And don't forget, this is Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. Stay with me. Don't go anywhere. I'm on target, 7:30 p.m. here on the show. Gifted Fingers Touching Lives. A gift, a calling, a
Yes.
purpose. Ha, ha, ha. And I'm proud to say that I'm a gifted human being. And I'm using my gifts as God instructs me to do. So I'm so glad that I can be here with you, Rashawn. And so we can share notes, right?
Appreciate the
While you're on the
opportunity.
keyboard, I'm using my voice and we're just gelling pretty much together. Let's talk a little bit more, okay? Let's take you
Yes.
to we went to your boyhood days being 8. We went to uh okay, so let's talk about now how this whole music thing started to gel together because you got a tutor and we want you to share that story.
Yes. The great David Johnson. I remember the days going to convention and we used to stand up on that balcony and just
Mhm.
look down on David Johnson, the entire team. Glenn Garnett was a part of it at times too. Carl, Tony Hutton, um, and so on was a part of that team too. We used to stay on the balcony every convention year and look down on them playing. So I
Mhm.
used to copy what I see with my eyes and go home and practice.
Of course.
And, and then after a few years, I started to develop much better. And
Mhm.
David Johnson heard me. And that year, when he heard me, he told me to come to Kingston, spend a little time with him. And he showed me a few things in that moment that I was able to spend time with him. And
Mhm.
from there, he took me to his church and he gave me an opportunity to play at the church. And then from there, it went over into convention year. You know, he is one of the very reason actually that I did this whole music thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just the fact that, yeah, it was in me and I was called for it, but he actually paved the way for me to get into it and to follow. And Garnet also was a big factor in it too. I call him my blood brother.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I have anything going on, whether it's good or bad, he's my to go guy. I would
Yes.
call him and he would give me encouraging words. And one of his quote is, "I'm great, man. Anytime anything is going on, I'm
Yes.
doing great."
Nice, nice.
you know.
Yeah.
And at first, I did not really understand where that whole thing came from for him, and I
Mm-hmm.
get to grasp. They always say, "You are what you speak." So whatever you speak into your being, you become. And I think by him saying that is just an assurance that everything will be great for him. So I've adapt that,
Mm-hmm.
and no matter what's going on, and so on. But those two persons, David Johnson and Garnet, was the main factor in which I, you know, continue this music journey.
Yes. And when you sent me your bio, because again, we had never met, so I knew nothing about you.
Yeah.
But after I read your bio, I realized you knew David.
Yes.
And I have had guests appearing on this show who were also mentored by him. I had to smile to myself, remembering David so well. I'm like, David, you were up into everything. you know,
He
you
was strict
were,
too. He was a disciplinarian himself too.
I know. God rest his soul. He really made an impression
Oh
on
yes,
all of us, yes, who were a
yes.
part of, the days when he walked this earth. So we
Oh
are
man,
so grateful to
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Let's talk about your high school days. Let me know
All
what's
right,
going on here now, Roshann.
all right. So after leaving all this school, I went to high school. I studied building technology in high school.
Okay.
But in high school, we formed this group. Um, uh, uh, it was an a cappella group before it boiled over into high school. We call it the Generation Brothers.
Generation Brothers.
Brothers, yes.
Okay. Hmm.
We were a cappella group at the time. I was still a musician. But in high school, we started this group, Voices, and it was consist of a few members that I know them personally, yes, but
Hmm.
we lived from different areas and things like that. But we were mostly musicians as well, singers, piano player, bass guitarists, drummers, and so on. And we enter the school festival every year, and we would wow the people with just the way we we do our stuff.
Yes.
They were so in awe of it. A couple years we got cheated out of, but that's in the history. But we came home with a few medals because of our consistency, and we
Yes.
were acknowledged gratefully for that.
Nice. So it's a long time now, man. You know how to work cohesively with people,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And people who have helped to lead you to this path to date. So proud of you, proud of you. So nothing else in high school,
Uh,
no little trouble, no nothing.
uh, well, the pairs in my class, yes, one or two persons,
Yeah.
but I was a tough kid, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I was more of a peacemaker.
Okay.
I'm always one of those persons too. I acknowledge when I do my wrongs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid to admit or to take
Mm-hmm.
um, finger of that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wasn't really that troublesome child.
All right, so fine. And you walked the straight and narrow to date, right?
Well, not so straight and narrow, but yeah,
Yeah, but pretty much.
yeah.
All right, let's see who want to say hi to you over here now. So we are seeing um, Kalisha McNamee. She says, blessings, Rashawn. Blessings, Lady D.
Ah,
Blessings to you too, Kalisha.
thank you so much, Kalisha.
You know Kalisha, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and I just saw Dale Manning. Dale was the troublemaker.
How you know?
Gail, you bring the
Yeah.
scoop. Come and give me. You hear? That's fine. I'll
Yeah,
take
we
it.
all went to school together, and he was, oh yeah, he was the guy where in which you can't mess with nobody from our community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were always there for each other though. That's something I really appreciate of it.
That's
We have
nice.
like a brotherhood relationship, you know?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, as we talk, we play, we share, and I'd like to again acknowledge Garnet Gibson. Did you know Garnet is a really nice human being?
Let me think.
Yeah, let's think together about
Let's
this
think.
thing.
Let's think together about this.
Let's ponder these things in our heart, but I'm
Mhm.
making it verbal, vocal.
He is, he is.
Not
He
bad,
is.
right?
Yeah, he's
We
not too
have
bad.
to, yes, I have to say a very special thanks. I did it at the onset, and many people will hear it throughout this platform because Garnet is very gifted.
Yes.
And I want to thank him for the time that he has been spending with my guests in this virtual space
Yes.
for you to get your sound to that optimal level that we needed. Garnet is really very good. And Garnet, I just want to plug you right here to let everybody know that you're offering your services. Oh, Lord, you
As
must be saying,
always.
oh,
As
Lord,
always.
Lady D. But, I have to say, Garnet, he is timely. He has spent the time to sit with us as the team and to ensure that you have what you need in order for your sound to come across to the audience the way it ought to. So I would just like to do this right now. Welcome back, everyone. I would like to thank the producer for that. Homo for Garnet. Garnet,
That
I
was
felt like
lovely.
I should just be seated in a lounge area with my wine.
Oh my
Kind of,
God.
I felt like I was in a jazz club.
Oh my God.
Garnet, I tell you. So good evening. Hey, Jackie. Welcome, Jack. Thank you for coming in, my love, and share the link. Let's have a wonderful evening. So, Roshann Powell,
Yes,
what do
ma'am.
you have on the keyboard for us right
What's
now?
next?
Yes, what's next?
All right. Because
Remember to turn off your thing. Yeah. Lord is my light and salvation. Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I be afraid? The Lord is my light and salvation. Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I be afraid? I will wait on you. I will wait on you. I will trust in you. I will trust in you. I will remain confident in this. I will see the goodness of the Lord. The Lord is my light and salvation. Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I be afraid? The Lord is my light and salvation. Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I be afraid? I will wait on you. I will wait on you. I will trust in you. I will trust in you. I will remain confident in this. I will see the goodness of the Lord. I will remain confident in this. I will see the goodness of the
in this I will see the goodness of the Lord. I will remain confident in this. I will see the goodness of the Lord.
Nice, 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 Rashawn. And I don't even want to break the tempo. I would just like you to sail into something else very quickly. I don't want to have to jump off the boat kind of thing. So could you just sail into something else, please? It is 7:48 p.m. Welcome. It's Gifted Fingers Touching Lives, a gift, a calling, a purpose. Let's go, Rashawn Powell. Ooh, so, all right. So I had to just come. I should just calm down a while ago now, Roshann. Thank you, Roshann. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. That was
Thank you. Thank you.
I know. I know we have a lot of moving parts here this evening,
Yes, that's true.
but you are doing exceptionally well. And I hope I have made you feel so comfortable that, you are just playing as you know how well you can. And by the way, we prayed before we came on. So you think
We
we
did.
just go like that? No. We have a higher power kind of steering the wheel here. And we are
Exactly.
so grateful. Let me do my shout outs right now to who else is here? All right. So I'm seeing my Auntie Madge. Auntie Madge is a fan. Auntie Madge comes on every month. So I want to say hi to my Auntie Madge, to Jackie. Dale is still here. Evol got to my church. In funny, you see. Evol, welcome, Evol. Also, who else is here? Uh, Carol from my church. Hey, Carol. She says, Bravo, sir. And my Auntie Paula is also on. She says, Awesome. You are truly blessed. So you're doing
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you very much.
Graceful Grace says, Hi, Denise. Good evening, Grace. We grew up together in
Uh,
Penance in Clarendon. Hey, Grace. Also, who else is here now? Joel out of Jamaica from Yard. He's an aspiring drummer. He
that
was
rings
with
a
me,
bell.
what, 2 months ago or so. So, hey, Joel, welcome. Please share the link with someone you know just to let them know that Gifted Fingers Touching Lives, a gift, a calling, a purpose is live here on Inside of the Zone. It's our first Saturday, October 2nd. Should we just go ahead and give a quick birthday shout out to whoever is celebrating a birthday today? You never know these things, Rashawn.
That's
You
true.
kind of
You
have
never
to drop them in, nice fillers. So if you're celebrating a birthday, a wedding anniversary, or you just had baby, something nice like that, we want to say blessings to you. Also, I do have to take a quick break, so stick and stay with me. Don't you go anywhere. I see you're
I
doing
was
some
catching the
moves.
fever.
I saw you doing some moves there a while ago. I'm like, okay then. So while I was sipping tea on garnet, so you're kind of doing the jig.
Yeah, I'm feeling the vibe.
You're doing the Yes. So want to say hi to everyone tuning in. Want to just have a little more discussion with you, get to know
Yes.
you a little bit more. And so we were talking about your school days, how things were. You said you were like the peachy boy in school, so we'll just have to hold that and keep moving. We don't know, but anyway. So let's transition now. People, places, and music. You have been around the stage with renowned recording artists and musicians. So I invite you to share your experiences.
Well, it goes a good way. Started back home. Uh, um, Robert Foster, Jamaica Gospel Festival Um, he was second place that year, and I did a few tours with him along with Gregory Palmer, who's also a good friend of mine. We went to school together,
Mhm.
and from there it just started growing. I've shared stage also with a few of them, Kevin Downswell, German Edwards, Prodigal Son. I played for Stitchy
Mhm.
1 year. Um, I'm also a member of Perpetual Praise. I've been with them for a few years.
Mhm.
Um, and the list goes on,
On and
even
on.
until I went to Turks and Caicos after that.
Okay. Nice. And internationally?
Yes. Uh, Internationally, Juanita Bynum. Um, we did an event in Turks and Caicos that following year, and I was her backing musician for that year.
Mhm.
Um, I shared stage with Fred Hammond, Baron Cage, um, Mary Mary, and so on.
All right. So you've been places. So I'm actually talking to Star. Hmm.
I don't know if star is the word, but yeah,
That's
I've been around long
you've
enough,
been
I would say,
around.
yeah,
Yeah,
to know the ins and out of what this music thing is all about.
all about.
Yeah.
Well, I applaud you. Let's segue into from yard to abroad,
Yeah.
life in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Well, I left Jamaica in 2006 to Turks and Caicos Island, and I was there for about, I think, 7, maybe 8 years.
Mhm.
My music is what brought me there. Um, I was playing for the Church of God of Prophecy there also, and from there it just took off. In which I was recognized as one of the really seasoned musician on the island,
Yes.
and it opened up a lot of doors for me. Where artists alike and musicians alike, and
Mhm.
also develop a lot of friendship. Um, I played for on a yearly basis. We did the Jamaica, um, not Jamaica, sorry, the music festival, Turks and
I know
Caicos.
you're Jamaican. Never mind. Things happen.
But the Turks and Caicos Gospel Music Fest, and we also did the Music Fest in Turks and Caicos, which was a yearly event. And I played for one of their artists, Julian Garland, and um, uh, Janata Laporte, just to
Mhm.
name a few of them, and
Okay.
share stage with different artists, both secularly and in gospel.
Hmm. And what was it like there outside of your mission?
It was great. It was great. It was different though.
Hmm.
The style of living, the way the people are, was totally different. It took me by surprise, really, because I wasn't accustomed to some of the things that how they lived there.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
then I became seasoned in. I've had my experience and developed and had a lot of friendships too,
Okay.
um, both with people I've worked with and both with people I just affiliated with,
Hmm.
on a day-to-day basis, and some who became like family to me.
Yes.
I want to shout out the Laportes. Um, their big major role in my life while I was there.
You were there.
Turks and Caicos, Dwayne, Errol, um, and Bishop C. A. Alexander. He's the pastor for the Abundant Life Ministries. I served under his ministry while I was there.
Yes.
Played a very intricate role in my life while I was there.
Experiences, experiences.
Yeah.
And they continue to trail you, you know?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
They do. They
Well,
do. They do.
congratulations. I'm very proud of you. And as you know, we're going to be wrapping up at some point.
Yes.
But before we get into all of this, let's stop on over to our chat room. We do have one. And let's see who is new in the house with us. So we have the master himself, Glenn Johnson. Do you know Glenn
Woo.
Johnson?
Yes, of
No,
course.
Glenn, you sent off a who on poor Roshann. Yes. Hey, Glenn. Hi, Lady D. Great to see and hear and see you, brother. Enjoying the fruit of our gifted fingers. Blessings. That's
Glenn.
nice.
Glenn is the man, man.
And there is a Pandrea Edwards. Hi, nephew. Auntie P
That's
is watching.
that's my auntie. My auntie. I
Yes,
love you, auntie.
there you go. Alrighty. And for those of you who are on my platform, Inside of the Zone with Lady D, and you have not yet subscribed, I'm inviting you to tap that word, subscribe. Then you tap the bell. And once you do that, we're family. And you'll be able to see all my broadcast. Once I'm broadcasting, I'll pop up on your device and you just tuning. Don't forget my show Inside the Zone with Lady D is aired on Linkage Radio in Mount Vernon. That's considered as Lower Westchester County. And my show is called Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. And I added my name for a very important reason. It was intentional. Yes. And the show is aired on Mondays from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. with the Monday Drive, and on Thursdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. with Center Stage. My guest this evening, Roshann Powell from Jamaica. And then he went to the Turks and Caicos Islands, and we are talking about his life. We've gotten to know him in a nutshell and to experience his giftedness on the keyboard, which takes me to that. By the way, Jackie says, oh dear, knowing Jackie, she says, what does that mean, referring to the style of living in Turks and Caicos Islands? So please explain, since I didn't bother to cry
All
too
right,
much.
Jackie. I feel you on that one.
Yes.
They're more laid back people, like so relaxed. Um, they're go getters. They're very driven, but at the same time, when you look at the resources they have and how they live with that, and they speak differently. They speak English, but it's a different type of English. You know, the T is like the Z, and
Oh,
you know the the S also is like the Z, and the I is not really the I. You know, so but
yeah.
overall, nothing bothers them.
Hmm.
Nothing bothers them. It's pretty much they're so together in a sense. At the time when I was there, in
Mhm.
which how they looked out for each other, their people, you know, and they would go to any cost whatsoever to do that. And one of their specialty is the kung fritters and the what's the name of that? What's the name of that? What is uh, uh what kung fritters and pretty much seafood.
Okay.
But there was another one I can't remember the name right now. That
Hmm.
was like if you weren't having that every week, then you're not experiencing
That's like chicken.
anything of the culture. It's
Yeah.
not chicken. Well, they have it, chicken sauce and pork sauce. I
Mhm.
think that's what it is.
Okay.
But the way in which they cook it, oh my God, is whew,
Hmm.
I've had a lot
Okay.
of that. Just to say,
Yes, yes. So Jackie,
I'm a
you've
foodie
gotten the
too.
full blown, you've gotten the full 100 about what it is. Here is someone saying hi to you, Jay Keys. Bless up
Yes,
Rashawn Powell. And he gives you a, you know,
a thumbs up.
I thumb thing,
All right,
fist thing
a
going on.
fist.
Yes, a fist
That's
thing
my
going on.
guy too. Oh
All right,
man,
welcome
you're in the
everyone.
experience.
Welcome, welcome. Let's get some more music out of you before we wrap up.
All right.
Who can stand against the Lord? No one can. No one will. Who can stand against the King? No one can. No one will. Victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to you. Victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to you. Victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to Him. Victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to Him. So we put our trust in You. Yes, we put our hope in You. Will deliver. You're a provider. I find my victory in You. Forever victorious, forever we win. I find my victory in You. You will deliver. You're a provider. I find my victory in You. Forever victorious, forever we win. I find my victory in You. Victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to Him. Victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to Him. Victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to Him. Victory belongs to Jesus. Victory belongs to Him.
Oh, Lord. Sure, Roshann, man. Victory belongs to Jesus. That was beautiful, Roshann. Lord, I'm so proud of you. Oh, great job, great job. And I'm not the only one proud, so I'm only here as a host. However, you're who is here now? Let me see. Anne Marie Lambert. You go, my
Oh,
nephew.
God.
Mhm.
That's
So,
my that's my aunt.
auntie going on there. And then
Aunt
I have yes, and there's an avid viewer, listener of my show, Ryan Wallace, who is always complimenting me. If there's nobody else who says anything to me, is Ryan. So he and my good friend Jackie, they're having their own dialogue going on over there. I can't
so
even,
much.
in the midst of my enjoying your selection, I'm here smiling away. People must be saying, it's what happened to her. but they but they're doing their own thing over there. So I'll just leave them. But
Yes.
you welcome them here into our platform this evening. And Wayne Davis says, "Go my cuz."
Oh my
So
God.
it's a family affair thing.
It feels that way.
So they're
Thank you
giving
so
you
much.
support. They're giving you support. And of course, I just want to wrap up our discussion segment right now. And we are winding down very nicely. So we talked about life in the Turks and Caicos Islands and your futuristic plans. What's next in the life of Roshann Powell? We're all curious.
Well, I am in the music production um, business.
Yes.
I'm working on a few projects at the moment. Will be coming up soon. Working with various artists on that. But to build that from where it is now to the next level. I'm also business orientated, so I also do have a construction company that I started,
Oh,
and I'm looking to go into another segment of business.
very good.
Um, so at the moment, that's what's been happening. It's a process, but it's still going. Addition to that, family is everything for me,
Yes.
and who is a man without a family? So
Yeah.
therefore,
Oh, true, right there.
therefore, I am looking forward to that,
Yes.
and going from there.
All righty. So, and it ought to be a musical affair. So just let me know. You know, just let me
I will, Lady D.
know. Right. So you hear a little bit of his futuristic plans, and we want to do this again because you were just great. I
Thank you
would
so
just
much.
like for you to, wrap up for us with something with a little buzz, a little spike, a little spirit.
A little
I'm
spirit.
I'm good at knocking or beating the tambourine. Even if I could just use my hand to do something, you know, before
Yeah.
we wrap up this very wonderful evening.
Yeah.
Give us something, man, so we can just stomp with feet and thing. We black people,
I know. I know. I
yes,
know.
we
Um,
we like to jig. More so, it's Saturday. So if you can
uh,
find something, we would appreciate it.
I do have something else, but it's not really that up there
Temp.
in that tempo, right? But I must share too that I'm more of a worshiper, so
Yes.
I tend
Mm-hmm.
to lean closer to that. Um,
Okay.
but this is what I have at the moment.
All right. So I receive it.
All right.
No problem.
I am not broken. I am not wounded in your presence. I am not lacking. I am not wanting in your presence. Your presence heals me. I am led by your love, and your water fills my cup.
Beautiful. Thank you, Roshann Powell. We enjoyed your selections this evening. We learned so much about you. And so I know that everyone who listened, they have been blessed.
Thank you so much for having me. I really
They have been blessed. I know the moving parts.
appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it has been
It's
my
great
pleasure.
sessions. Yes, thank you very
Really.
much. Shout out to
And
God.
I would just want to acknowledge Wayne Davids. Wayne says, it's so wonderful to hear you play again, man. It's just beautiful. I know this has always been your passion. To God be the glory. Judy Roberts says, go, Mr. Powell. And there's a young woman, a young aspiring drummer who lives here in the Bronx, Deveray Richards. She is just giving you all kind of stuff. And Jackie says,
Thank you.
awesome, awesome.
Thank you very
Yes,
much. Thank you
I
so much.
know that there's so much more in store for you. And even Nadine, a good friend of ours, Nadine White, she says, awesome.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
So
I'm
we
humbled by all this.
of course, and we are appreciative for those who came on, spent the time with us. We've been here an hour and a half, and we're wrapping up now, ladies and gentlemen. And I know that we're going to be hearing more about you,
Thank you
and
for having me here.
this
It's a
will not
pleasure.
be our last.
Our last.
No, our last. I'm sure
More in store, right?
we're in store in
Yes.
the nature of the business in which we are in. We're going to be doing things together. So,
Yes.
again, I would like to thank you all for tuning in, and to Garnet Gibson, who my audio technical engineer. I thank you for making this happen this evening. And my Auntie Madge says, well done, Mr. Powell. I enjoyed.
Thank her very much.
Absolutely. So again, thank you, Rashawn. And I know at the end there is someone who seemed to be trying to get in. So he'll be coming in at the end. So you don't go anywhere, Rashawn. So ladies and gentlemen, you stay with me. But it has been my pleasure once again hosting Gifted Fingers Touching Lives, a gift, a calling,